you
Just
so much.
one of these guys singular. We can get that too, I guess.
Oh, here.
Can we use your phone to do it?
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you very much. Careful not to touch anything.
Now, Don, come back over here. Take a picture looking at the people on the next room over.
Oh yeah. You can get an idea.
No, no.
Hello there.
소래 조심. 와우. 그래 와우지.
I'm gonna go slow. Think about the next.
Oh come on.
소래는 겁나고 기울다가.
Right out here.
소래 거기 물 뱉지 말자. versus one. 여기 와서 쳐다보면서 와우 하고 있어. 소렌 엄청나지 여기? 무서워.
Bye.
Bye.
That's not a premonition.
Yeah, that was not good.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. 어구 위험해. 어구 위험해. 그렇게 하면 위험해. One, two, one, two.
So I'm at the south rim of the Grand Canyon once again. Haven't been here in a few years. This is Martha Point and all its lookouts, and a lot of tourists. Took forever to get in here at the gates, even though they have 5 lanes. I think I was in queue for about 25-30 minutes. And then I got my annual pass because I'm going to a few more national parks in the next few days. I should have done it in Hawaii already actually, but I didn't really think I would come here, but I couldn't resist. Just too awe-inspiring, too amazing not to come and just feel it again.
Do you want one together?
Pictures don't take it any justice. You just don't get the vastness of this until you're here
Gotta remember you were all there, right?
and you feel it.
Where I could.
Here, stand there. Stand there. Sit. Don't jump. Okay, look here.
Way too much footage, but every time you make a turn, every time you look at it again from a slightly different angle, it's just awesome. Absolutely huge. And this is only a tiny little bit of it. So now I'm a little bit away from the mass of the tourism and tourists here. I'm just walking away to what I hope is a little bit a trail that goes a bit, at least a little bit into the canyon. Oh, there was a little squirrel just crossing the path. So I'm not going to do huge walks today because this is a long drive to get here and to follow the road along the south rim and then get back again. So it'll be mostly a photo stop kind of day. My goodness. Look, I haven't gone far. All the viewpoints are over there where the masses of tourists are. And now I'm basically walking on my own already. And it's hard to believe that you're, 2,500 meters high up here. Oh, sorry, not 2,200, something like that. And you're looking down a kilometer into the canyon. So the canyon floor is 1,000 meters below you. Anyway, I'm going to try and find a little trail that goes just a little bit down and into the canyon to get a slightly different perspective. Come on, no, they're not talking anymore.
Yeah, if you like the Chevelles and all, you could like this.
My squeaky boots. Just have to watch where I'm stepping. And even in this kind of environment with thousands of tourists here, you encounter wild animals. I think that's a mule deer.
You can stand at the fence, just don't get close to it. You can stand at the fence, but you can't go any closer.
I'm on a walk.
So cool.
Hey, get with us, Cyrus.
Here, let's stand at the fence. Here. It's okay. There you go.
Yeah,
You want to stand at the fence and walk home?
We're almost swimming down there.
Okay, now this is a tiny little portion of the car park. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of car parks. Sorry, cars. And I'm just trying to think where mine is. I have to go through all the way to the other end, because the first 3 were full. And I am there's more and more and more and more. There's a nice bird in there. Should look for that. I have to cut through about 3 or 4 more of these lots. So this, I'm not even halfway there. I'm only in lot 2. I'm in lot 4 or 5.
Está a mastigar o gelo.
Não, vou estar a comer as flores, estava a lamber o gelo.
Resolvi ter com este.
And this is one of the amazing things here in the USA. All the national parks, the animals know that they are safe. There's actually 2 more behind that tree. I won't follow them in, but you see so many animals all the time. So I've arrived at the trailhead, well actually just started walking away from it, left some tourists behind me that won't walk any further. And I'm gonna go down a little bit into this canyon just to get a better view and a different angle. So this is from the Grand View trailhead. Hello. It's quite difficult track actually. A lot of big steps, uneven of course, natural steps. And I didn't bring my poles because I'm not going to go all that far. Just want to go down, I don't know, maybe a couple 100 meters, 600 feet in change of elevation, just to see a different perspective. And it's very green at the moment, I must say. I can't remember it being this green last time. Mind you, one time I was here in December, and there was a snowstorm when I overnighted in Flagstaff, and in the morning I had to push the door open because there was like, I don't know, about 5-6 inches of snow on the ground. And coming up here was just absolutely amazing because the rim was powder white and the top ranges of the canyon and the views were just absolutely crystal clear. So this view today is quite hazy compared to back then, even though it's amazingly good. But when it's really cold, that's when you get crystal clear views and gorgeous colours. So really this trail, or any trail here along the Grand Canyon or any of the canyons, they could all be suicide trails. Like the other day Laurie and I went to Suicide Rock. Now look at this little thing. You walk along the trail and there's a sinkhole, well, if you want to call that a landslide, that created a hole in the walkway. And if you fall down there and you can't hold on, you're gonna be gone, because that's where it takes you. And again, I don't think you can actually see it in the movie, just how steep it goes down there. Anyway, the only time I get dizzy is when I see these birds. I don't know if they're in the picture now or not. If I look up and I'm on a ridge, and then I see birds flying above me and soaring, I go, oh my God, I get dizzy. But I'll just continue on this trail a little bit further down to get a different perspective. And you might have noticed my voice is very croaky. Again, this is the third time on this trip, I suppose once per week. For a couple of days I've been quite, well, I wouldn't say quite sick, but you know, runny nose, sneezing, sniffing, sore throat a little bit. Let's just go this way, that way. That must be a fabulous viewpoint. Look where you're going. Yeah, and I've got it again at the moment. Don't know where I've picked it up again. I seem to be picking up everything. But I just pump myself full with paracetamols and just keep on going, because I don't want to miss out on any of this or the next few days worth of fabulous national parks and places I'm gonna see. Again, I must admit, I've been to all these places several times, but as I said before, when you're here in person rather than just watching a movie, it is just so amazing, breathtaking. So whenever I'm near, I'll make the effort to come here. I think this is my probably 6th time here, the Grand Canyon. And it's not my absolutely favorite canyon. I do have other canyons that I prefer. They're smaller, obviously. This one is the biggest one. But this one is just, the sheer size is what makes it. And it's just, well, I'm speechless. I don't know. Every time I come here, it's like, oh God, you've seen it all. You know what to expect. But it's just awesome every time I come here. So further down I go. I did go down back in 1992, that would have been. I hiked down into the canyon all the way and stayed overnight at Phantom Ranch. Now that was a hard hike coming back up with 1,000 meters of elevation that you had to manage. And back then I didn't just have a phone and a little GoPro, but no, a big camera, big video camera, big SLR camera, different lenses. Everything was very heavy, and we had blisters just walking down, then staying overnight, and that next morning putting the shoes back on with the blisters, and then having to walk all the way back out with all that elevation gain, that was very painful, but at the same time gratifying and fabulous. Well, that was one of my first times being here. I think it was the second time being here. I certainly won't go as far today, just a little bit further, and I'll move on. So now I'm right opposite this mountain, this hill that I have to get up. So the car park is somewhere behind and further up than the top of this hill. That's where the viewpoints are. And I'll have to walk around here, over to the other side, come back across, and then traverse back and forth to get up there. It's not that much of a difference as far as I've gone. It's only, I reckon, a couple of 100 meters of difference with the elevation, but high enough to start breathing, huffing and puffing. So I'll take this mobile phone away now and start my ascend. Oh my God, look at that. The way they've done this, the steps over there. Now that's amazing. That's what you call securing the steps. Now, I don't know. Wouldn't that wash away next time it rains? I hope they've got big bolts that go into the sandstone. But over time it of course will disappear anyway. It's a shame the sun is right into my face now, so you can probably not even see this. I'll try and take a picture. So this is that bit that I've taken a photo of that has been secured to the side of the wall. Whoops, watch out. And it's a sheer drop down there. It never comes out in the videos. Anyway, just look at it. Oh, a bit of improvising with hand and feet. If you've noticed a little black thing flopping on the side, usually on the left of the video, that's actually the case for my phone, and when it's on wide angle it catches it a little bit unless I try and hold it, and if I do that my finger is in it most of the time, so usually I like the wide angle better, so you just have to put up with it. And my huffing and puffing. So down there, no, you can't see it now, the ledge where I've been, it's a wrong angle. Watch out for the big rock. There you go, I was sitting over there in the middle. I've walked out. That was my vantage point. Breathtaking, literally having to walk back up. So I've decided to take out the GoPro. Generally I prefer just using my phone. Makes it easier, I don't have to transfer the files and combine them and do all that kind of stuff. But here, with that uneven trail, it is obviously much easier with the GoPro and with the stabilization function. It probably becomes boring as well because it's always the same. But if only you were here and you could feel this atmosphere of being out here, walking by yourself, away from the tourist crowds. And I'm not doing anything dangerous, not today anyway, but it feels good to be out and about. There is actually a trail that you can go down on mules into the canyon if you're not up to walking yourself, or a good way would be walk down yourself and take the mules back up, or the other way around if you have dodgy knees like me. Walking down is not so nice, and you certainly use more calories walking back up. So I've tried out the time-lapse function on my GoPro as well a couple of times when we were up at in the mountains of Palm Springs. What was it called? Mount San Jacinto. But unfortunately, I don't know what's going on, but my GoPro transfers then the time-lapse not as a video, which is, you know, just like a fast forward kind of thing without sound, but it transferred it onto my phone as several thousand individual pictures. So every single frame it took, it transferred, but not combining them. So something is wrong somewhere, and I haven't figured out what it is yet, so I'm not using that function at the moment. I'll just try and not video as much. Look at it. So this is towards the eastern side. Along the rim there is a road that goes to the Desert View, which is, from memory, I think it's as you come along the rim line here, and if I center this right straight ahead in the middle of the screen, there is this one peak that is a bit higher that seems to come up from the right like a saddle, and I'm pretty sure that's where the East Rim view point is, and from there it goes then inland back down south or north up to Page, or south back to Flagstaff. And if you go north, you can obviously drive around the Grand Canyon and go to the North Rim, which I've done once, but it's like 380 kilometers to drive. So unless you're going up that way and then maybe up to Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon, you don't really want to make that detour. It's a long way, and you see the same thing just from the other side. GoPro, stop capture. Just a little bit mindful not to go too far, because I do have to go all the way back up again. But I've set myself a goal, and I decided I want to go not that much further actually, but over there somewhere. The path goes along here, and I hope it goes out there. I can't remember. I've been on this path once before. Actually, I think that was about 12 years ago maybe, with John and Dina Maria. That's the last time I think I was here. Right. Oh, that's a nice little bit. It's nice and even. Oh my God! And look at the canyon. So this is. I have to climb all the way back up there. I don't think you can see everything. That top bit with that little. I think it goes further behind as well and goes up. I'll find out. I have to walk. If you go in, you have to come back out. There's no lift, no elevator, no rescue. Well, there would be if you got injured, but that would be pretty awful. Anyway, I got my lunch with me. I've got a lovely chicken tenders and potato salad and coleslaw sandwich today with spicy barbecue sauce. That's what I've got today. Homemade, of course. Well, the sandwich, not the ingredients. I'm looking forward to that. Look at that. And these cliffs. Oh, these are the people that walked past me. Yep, it's a long way up. So it's not going over to where I think, or is it? Anyway, I'll look for a nice spot to sit and have lunch and enjoy the canyon from this perspective, looking at the rim walls from the inside of a canyon rather than being on the rim and looking down. But they'll be, if I take a picture of them, they'll be quite dark, I think. I'll just have a look what's around here. Turn this around again. So I just want to see what's on this side. Otherwise I go back and look at the walls on the other side. I think the other side is more dramatic from this viewpoint. So I just walk out onto that rim a little bit, a ridge, and see if I can get a nice spot to have my lunch. Just walk to this tree and look into this abyss. I don't really want to walk any further. GoPro stop capture. So here I am. Woo. Don't like looking up. Here I am at my lunch spot. That's what I've chosen. It's got awesome views from here, and I'm just out on a ledge. So I have 360-degree views of that amazing canyon here in Arizona. Just look at that. Anywhere I look, there are cliffs, sheer cliffs. And I'm here by myself. And I'm gonna have my lunch. I'll just turn it, because I'm never quite sure what it captures. And the only thing I can hear now, apart from myself going on, is that plane. So again, down there, in the middle of the screen here, right on the other side, that highest point of the rim, I do believe that is Desert View from up there, from memory. And this is where I have to walk back up, right on top of that ridge there. GoPro stop capture. I just can't help myself. So I think there's this little narrow bit coming up where some people would definitely have problems walking past. That's a decent trail, but you have to come right out to the edge here. And yesterday apparently it was raining, so there's a bit of a wash off. You certainly don't want to step too far out. If you're afraid of heights, this would not be so good. Right, so this is not the track, but I'm hoping for a good, whoo, holy moly, wow. And the light is different now with the sun being on a different angle. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. There's an older guy. He said he's going to walk another 2 hours down. He walks very slowly with his two poles, but he loves walking. I think he was about 70 or so. And he has to come back up again. But he's doing it. He takes every chance to chat to people and take a quick break. Again, so this is the trail that just winds up here. Left, right, traverse, traverse, traverse. And here's a really good bit. Nice, easy steps. Actually pretty perfect. Very nicely placed. Oh, where am I going? This way. Oh, that's where the hole is. There you go. Whoops. So a child could very easily have an accident here. You know, looking another way. Not checking where you're going, and it would be gone. Oh my God. So I've decided to actually stay in Flagstaff tonight and not go back to my fancy accommodation in Phoenix, because by the time I add up the amount of fuel I need to go backwards and forwards to some of these places that I decided to visit now, it pays for accommodation, or almost. Obviously not fancy, but gonna stay at a Motel 6 like I used to back in the days. So tonight at Flagstaff, and see what I do tomorrow. I think I want to do Walnut Canyon and Petrified Forest, and then possibly stay another night somewhere else, and on the way back on Thursday going to go to Montezuma Castle and another national monument that's near it, which is on the way back. And on Friday, Saturday I've got time to do the southern side of Phoenix, and I've got something on my mind for that already. So that's the plan anyway, but I change them frequently and just quite often do something spontaneous. Yeah, you don't know.
It keeps me cooler and it protects my skin better from the sun.
This view now is from Navajo Point. and you can see into the canyon here quite well. It's quite wide and Colorado River is flowing. You can whitewater raft in there or kayak. That's as far as I can zoom in with my phone, so it's a long way away. And over there on the cliff, just on the right, you can see the little tower. That's Desert View. That's the last or the first, depending on what direction you come from, viewpoint of the South Rim. And from there, it goes either up north to Page or down south back to Flagstaff.
Do you have any quarters?
So one last shot at the Grand Canyon, and then it's goodbye for another few years or something, who knows. Anyway, I'm glad I came here. It was a long drive, and I'm spending more money staying somewhere else, but absolutely worth it because I've decided to go to a couple of more parks that I just want to see again. So I'll do that tomorrow rather than driving back and coming back another way and wasting all that petrol and time. So goodbye Grand Canyon. Till next time.